Hi boss best, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rudzimurobedi and I'm your favorite realtor. So of course I'm gonna get distracted. Okay, so for those that are new here, you're most welcome. If you haven't subscribed, don't wait a minute, please join the family. And for those that are returning, my boss best, I love you so much. Mwah, 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 mwah. I am actually recording this seated in my car because I did that yesterday when I was driving, but because I don't have my mic with me, my Bluetooth mic is not working, the sound was terrible. So I'm trying to reshoot this, make sure that I get it out for you guys. So we are talking about what to do when you are a new realtor. So I want to tell you what I did and what I struggle with and what I know that you should do to be successful, and I want you guys to apply it, more especially on the new year, and I want you guys to come back and tell me all the success stories, right? So we all know that when you start as a real estate agent, more especially in South Africa, you hardly find information about making it as a realtor or how to become a realtor. It's actually difficult. When I started, I found it hard to find content based on that. I will find content of people in the States, people in California, all those other places, but I wouldn't find anything on our side where I can actually relate to, or maybe people of my color that are doing the same thing, you know. So with that being said, I'm trying to make sure that we cover the gap of what is missing, more especially in our industry. So, and it makes sense why we don't have that, because I know that this industry, it's more white dominant in South Africa, you know. So most of people my age and my color really don't make it, you know, and we're trying to break that curse. We're trying to chop off that gap. So what I want to talk about is that when you start as a new realtor, number one, you need to make sure that you choose the right company. Some companies will hire you, but you won't get the support that you need. But I personally don't believe in that line myself. I'm saying it because I know that's what people say you should do, but I think when you start with the knowledge of what to do, whether you are with a good real estate company or not, as long as the company is registered, you can still make it. Because what you need to do is then to make sure that you market yourself. This industry, you stand a high chance of being successful when you are well known, when you have marketed yourself so much that people trust you. This is a trust business. So when people don't trust you, they don't then use your services. Remember, these people are selling their most expensive assets, so it is only fair that they need to work with people that they trust. And in our case, we're trying by all means to build the trust. So you build the trust by marketing yourself. So the steps that I'm going to tell you are the steps that you need to take in order for you to market yourself. So most companies would then say to you, when you started, because you don't have stock, because you don't have anything, you must do show houses for current realtors that are already in the industry or old agents. What I tend to disagree with that is that you don't really get the exposure that you need from that, depending on the realtor that you're working with. Most of the people will be skeptical to allow someone run their show, you know. So what I did as a new realtor, instead of going to a show house, I used to do pop-ups. A pop-up is when you stand by the street and then you hand your flyers and then you have your boards all over. Make sure that you have your boards all over so people get to see you. So you do that in a place that you know that you are canvassing. If you are prospecting that area, you do a pop-up. Probably target Fridays late afternoon when people are driving back and forth. Remember, the main reason for this is for people to see you, is for exposure. It's not for you to get business in the street, but it's for exposure, so that when you then get to call those people, they at least remember who they saw in the street. They remember the brand. They get to put the name to the face that they saw. in that robot, you know. And that's what I recommend you must do. The first 90 days of you being a realtor, make sure that you don't skip those. If anything, make sure that at least you do 3 of them a month. Make sure that you are there in that spot to a point where people get to know that every time when I pass here, I'm gonna see this person here. It helps you a lot. So another number 2, what you need to also do is that you need to normalize that when you are calling, you know, I hope you do cold calling, because that's what we're gonna speak on as well. That's one of the biggest things that I'm gonna touch on. So let me just even talk to you about it now. So number 2, cold calling. We see a lot of posts. I see a lot of Instagram posts. Cold calling is dead. You don't have to call, get leads without calling, no call calling. I see a lot of those, and I know a lot of you are tempted to follow those trends. I'll tell you one thing. When you are cold calling, you get 300 rejection and you get 1 yes. That 1 yes is someone that trusted you over the phone. It's someone that listened to you and they trusted you over the phone with what you said, right? So when you then take that 1 yes and then convert it into a listing, and then it's more likely that you're gonna get an exclusive listing from that person, because it then means you managed to convince that person. So you get an exclusive listing from that person, you service that person, you sell their house, and you deliver the services that you promised to deliver. You are never going to be battling with million other agents, because that's just you. You are the agent, you are the preferred agent of that client, and you have to then show up. So it then means that now, out of all the rejection, you gain 1 client that is you so sure that without me, this client is not going anywhere, because you have an exclusive mandate from that client, that particular client. What happens when you go to Property 24 and call someone that is selling their properties? Chances are that property is overpriced. Chances are there's million other realtors that are calling the same person, asking them to help them sell. So you're going to find yourself listing a property where there's 6 of you, and you're running around for no reason, because you know that property, another agent is going to list it at a different price, another one, excuse me. So you're gonna have to run around for no reason. But when you cold call, you get genuine leads, you get serious people, you get people that are saying, I was not thinking about it, but now that you've mentioned, let's try it out, you know. And then you get to convince those people to work with you. So don't underestimate cold calling. Make sure you make a minimum of 20 calls a day. The coming 90 days of you being a new realtor, minimum of 20 calls. When I say minimum of 20 calls, I'm talking about answered calls. I'm not talking about calls that you made and they didn't pick up, or you went to voicemail and then you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 29. 20 conversation. You have had 20 conversation with people. You've spoken to them. They've said yes, they've said no, they've said maybe. That's the 20 that I'm referring to. So when you say you did 20 calls, it should be the 20 that you spoke to every single day. You can do this Monday to Thursday, and then you can skip Friday. Friday, let's do pop-ups, right? Moving on. When you're done calling now, when you're done calling your people, there's people that said they're not interested. There's people that did not answer you. There's people that said yes. So what I normally do now, remember, this is a communication business as well. You need to communicate as crazy as you can. You need to make sure that this person does not forget you. They must remember you even when they're sleeping. As long as there's real estate, they must know your name. They must be like Rudzi. And how do you get to do that? Is because you communicate with them to all channels. So after cold calling, now you have this person details. You're going to send this person an email. The people that said not interested, you're going to say, good day, sir. Thank you for taking my call today. I do understand that you are not ready to sell your property at the moment. However, if you know anyone that is selling their property, please refer them to me, and then you earn a referral commission of a certain percentage. In our company, it's a 20%. So you're going to write that, and then you do have to include a POPI Act disclaimer that if they want to opt out, they can just respond to that email with an opt out, so that you don't email them anymore. But that's what you're going to do. To someone that did not answer, good day, ma'am. I tried giving you a call earlier today. I couldn't reach you. My name is Rutani. I was calling you to offer you these services. Please do give me a call if you would like me to offer you my services. And then Poppy Act disclaimer, if they want to be taken off the mailing list, you have it there. And then boom. So you call them, you mail them, and then there are those that will say send me a WhatsApp. Make sure that you send them a WhatsApp, and then after some time check up on them and say I was just checking if there's anything that I can do for you. That's when you are getting known, right? You don't have work at this time. You can't tell me you are busy. No, this is your first time doing real estate, so you don't have time for me to tell me that you don't have time. I have million appointments a day, but this is what I'm still doing over and over and over and over and over again. So now you have done that. So now we have spoken about pop-up, we have spoken about emailing, we have spoken about call calling. Those are 3 things that you must be: eat, pray, and love for the coming 90 days. Nothing else. Those are the 3 things that you're going to do. We're going to add also social media. You're going to make sure that every single person in this planet that you talk to, the conversation must not end before you tell them that I'm a realtor, I function in this area, I sell houses. Even at your drunk moment, when you drank, you must scream, I'm a realtor. We're making sure that everyone knows. When people knows, when someone says, oh, I want to sell my house, the first thing that comes to mind, oh, Rutani sells houses, let me give you your numbers. So you're going to say you're a realtor when you're drunk, when you're at church, when you're at family gatherings, when you're on a date, when you're at a school function. Every place that you set your foot in and you are having a one-on-one conversation with someone, you need to tell them, I sell properties, I rent properties. What I do for a living is real estate. That alone, it's going to get the word out there. Trust me, you never know. When people have conversation, they will remember you. Your name will be mentioned in rooms that you are not. You know, when these people say people will mention it, it doesn't happen just like that. I know the Holy Spirit has to do with it, but you also need to have something to do with. You also have to let people know your statuses, your WhatsApp business. It must be branded. We must know that you sell houses. We must know that this is what you do for a living. We must know. People, most agents, it will be the 5th thing they tell you about themselves. Oh, what do you do? Oh no, I'm hustling. Nah, I'm not hustling. I'm a realtor. I sell properties and I rent out properties. Do you need any property? Do you need to be pre-approved? That's what you say. First line. It should be there. Make sure that people know. So that's what you're going to be doing for the coming 90 days. You're going to be posting your brand every single day on your WhatsApp status, on your Instagram, Friday morning, before you head out for appointments or anything. You're posting a house, you're posting a neighborhood newsletter. You're telling them about what is happening in the area. There's a lot of things that you can think about. You actually have to even have a calendar for your social media post where you're going to be posting certain things every day. And I want you to go test this strategy, and then I want you to come back to me and tell me that it doesn't work. Don't forget cold calling, minimum 20 calls. Pop-ups, 3 minimum in a month. So meaning out of 4 Fridays, 3 of them you are in the streets. And this is not a group work. You need to do this whether you have support from your colleagues or whether you don't have, because remember, this is more like salvation. It's individual. You need to do it by yourself. People need to know you, and that's the only thing that will make you successful as a realtor. There is no any other trick or strategy that anyone will share that will surpass the strategy of being known and the strategy of making sure that you are an expert in that area. So you're gonna spend time learning your area, giving back to your area, and attending certain things that are happening in your area, so that you're also familiar with your area. And you're gonna spend time handing pamphlets, handing your business cards. You're gonna sing like a bird, so much that when a bird sings, we know it's a bird. And that's what you're gonna do. And I wish you all the best. And if there's any topic that you guys want me to touch on, if there's any questions that you want me to answer about being a realtor, we're still gonna do more of this series. We're still gonna go to marketing strategies. We're still gonna go to how to prep yourself for listing presentation. But as for today, this is all I got. And from your favorite realtor, if you watch until here, please leave me a heart, and I love you.